The year is 1571. On a storm-lashed night in Yoshida Koriyama Castle, an old warlord lies dying. His 3 sons kneel at his bedside, their faces etched with dread. The man's breath rasps like a blade dragged across stone. With trembling hands, he thrusts a single arrow at his eldest son. "Break it," he orders. The son snaps it effortlessly. Then the warlord binds 3 arrows together, and no matter how hard they strain, the brothers cannot break them. "This," the old man whispers, "is how our clan will survive." Within hours, he is dead, but his final lesson, the 3 arrows teaching, will echo through centuries, transforming a fractured family into the unbreakable rulers of Western Japan. This is the true story of Mōri Motonari, the cunning strategist who weaponized a fable to forge an empire. Let's rewind. Before Motonari's rise, the Mōri clan were minor lords in Aki province, squeezed between warlords and betrayed by kin. Motonari's own uncle tried to assassinate him as a child. By 14, he'd survived 3 poisoning attempts. Yet this boy, raised in a viper's nest of treachery, would master the deadliest weapon of all, family unity. But how? The answer lies in a brutal truth. 16th century Japan was a chessboard drenched in blood. Brothers murdered brothers. Fathers disowned sons. Loyalty was a currency spent recklessly. Motonari saw this carnage and gambled on a radical idea: collective ambition. While rivals hoarded power, he divided it. He gave his 3 sons, Takamoto, Motoharu, and Takakage, autonomy over separate castles, armies, even territories. A dangerous move, unless they could act as one. Here's where the legend warps reality. The 3 arrows parable wasn't just bedtime moralizing. It was psychological warfare. Motonari staged the arrow-breaking ritual publicly, turning a family moment into political theater. Samurai gossiped. Allies marveled. Enemies scoffed until 1555. That year, the Mōri faced annihilation. The mighty Uchi clan, 30,000 strong, marched to crush them. Motonari's forces? A mere 4,000. But what happened next rewrote the rules of war. Motonari's sons executed a tri-pronged ambush so perfectly synchronized, it seemed supernatural. Takamoto lured the Uchi vanguard into a narrow strait at Miyajima. Motoharu's fleet blockaded their retreat. Takakage's troops descended from the mountains, torches lit, war cries echoing off cliffs. The Uchi army, trapped and panicked, drowned en masse. Legends claim the tides ran red for days. Overnight, the Mōri became the power in Western Japan. But their true secret wasn't tactics, it was trust. Yet shadows linger behind this parable. Why did Motonari's sons never rebel? Because he engineered their dependence. Takamoto, the heir, controlled rice production. Motoharu monopolized iron mines. Takakage commanded the navy. Separately, they were vulnerable. Together, they held a monopoly on survival. Even their marriages were strategic. Motonari wed them to rival clans' daughters, turning in-laws into hostages. A masterstroke, until fate tested the arrows. In 1563, Takamoto suddenly died. Poison? Plague? Records are suspiciously vague. Panic loomed. Without their first arrow, would the clan fracture? But Motoharu and Takakage didn't falter. They anointed Takamoto's infant son as heir and ruled through him. The 3 arrows had become a generational covenant. By 1600, the Mōri commanded 1.2 million koku of land. But their greatest victory came after defeat. When Tokugawa Ieyasu crushed them at Sekigahara, he stripped rivals of everything, except the Mōri. Why? Because their domain was too unified to dismantle. Even in ruin, the 3 arrows held. So was Motonari's lesson mere folklore? No. It was a blood-soaked blueprint. He understood that in a world of betrayal, loyalty must be engineered through shared stakes, staged myths, and the quiet terror of mutual destruction. Centuries later, a single question haunts historians. Did the three arrows symbolize unity, or the price of disobedience? After all, any son who broke ranks wouldn't just snap an arrow, he'd doom them all. The Mōri's castle still stands in Hiroshima. Visitors admire its walls, its moats, but the real fortress? It's invisible. It's in the unbroken line of a family that outlived empires by binding itself, arrow by arrow, into something no enemy could break. Motonari's final lesson wasn't about strength. It was about sacrifice, the understanding that survival, in the end, is a collective act.